told you need to wait because we're going to regrade using the cliff. We're going to bring all that dirt down here, build the city up on top. New level. Be great. Businesses say, how long do we have to wait? And the city says 10 to 15 years.
Oh my God.
And the businesses say,
No.
you're nuts. And they walk out of the meeting. They said it in slightly stronger language, but they walk out of the meeting and they rebuild at the old level down here. This time in brick and stone, because we just burned down once and we don't want to do it again, because if we do it again, San Francisco is going to call us and be like, guys, burning down every week is our thing. You need to get a new thing. Okay, so over there, building. Over here, street. This is the curb. So the city ignores the businesses and goes ahead with the original plan by building up around them. So they put up retaining walls for the streets, and those walls are between 10 and 35 feet in depth. The idea is they're going to create a slope out of the old cliff. So if we're doing this visually, it would be like a triangle. Yes, this is the cliff, that's the bay, and then they're making the hypotenuse of the triangle. Is it too early for geometry words? I figure any time that it's not too early to drink, it's not too early for geometry words. The two usually go together. Okay, so there we go. This is the shallowest point, goes up to 35 feet up there. And they fill in the cliff with dirt from the cliff and debris, sorry, the cliff. They fill in the retaining walls with dirt from the cliff, debris from the fire, and then they bury pipes under the surface and above sea level. So that's the sewers up, the streets up, the buildings up, and the sidewalks. Oh, feet. Sidewalks covered in feet. No, the sidewalks left behind down here because nobody does anything about the sidewalks. They're too broke. Nobody does anything about the sidewalks for about 10 years. Shopping in the neighborhood gets complicated when every time you want to get from a ground level up to the street, you have to climb a 10 to 35 foot tall ladder. Wobbly wooden 10 to 35 foot tall ladder at the corner of every intersection. So it's like, climb the ladder, cross the street, down the ladder, into the saloon perhaps. Maybe you're shopping for the usual thing in the neighborhood, which was festivity, and into the saloon and have your drink, and have your drink, and your drink, and your drink, and your drink. New game. Maybe you've played this game. It's a historical favorite. It's dark, I'm drunk, I wish to go home. I swear they invented this in Mesopotamia at the same time they invented beer. Okay. It's dark, I'm drunk, I wish to go home has a difficult learning curve. Not everybody makes it off the second ladder and down the street. Sometimes people were just strolling in the neighborhood on the sidewalks and a horse upstairs would get spooked and join you like, nay, what? Womp. And then explaining that to the family like, we're sorry he died of horse falling from the sky syndrome. It happens all the time here. So when we finally finish the sidewalks, it's about time, and it's not before 17 people die of what the coroner's office wrote down as involuntary suicide. Stepping from the street to the sidewalk, or by having a horse join you suddenly. So iron I-beams and brick barrel vault arches make up the structure. I'll turn the lights back on so you get a sense of what we're dealing with right here. The idea with the skylights is to keep this open, and they do keep the underground open, commercially, until 1907, when something goes horribly wrong with the rats and the city panics and condemns the entire thing. So does that sound like narrative foreshadowing? Okay, good. Okay, so we'll talk about that just down the way, but this is a good moment to mention that this part of the tunnel is supposed to be haunted. Does anyone here believe in the Ghost Hunters?
Yes.
No.
You should believe in the Ghost Hunters. It's a real show on the Sci-Fi Channel. They have photographic evidence. I'm not going to ask you about believe in ghosts. You make up your own mind on that. But the Ghost Hunters are real. And they spent 3 nights down here. And they got way worked up and told us that we're one of the most haunted places in North America. So there is a roving cold patch of air that moves around by itself. And we're not really sure about that right in front of the fan.